ADHD is often undiagnosed, and so is mild autism, in fact. It's ADHD is probably more often undiagnosed than learning disabilities, because learning disabilities, you can tell when a child is having difficulties with learning. That will stand out. ADHD is diagnosed when the child has a hyperactive type, because they will notice that in school. But the inattentive type is often undiagnosed. So it's usually when somebody goes to university or college and they themselves are struggling that they will seek out support. But that often doesn't even happen. Either they don't seek the support and they drop out of post-secondary education, or they just get through. They just really buckle down and they just work harder than everybody and they get by. So it's often, very often, undiagnosed. And so is autism, in fact. Yeah. So all of the other types of difficulties with attention, impulsivity, they're easily distracted, all of those things are there. They have difficulty multitasking because they struggle with focus, and they have difficulties with sensory issues. That's common in ADHD as well. So all of those things are there, but they're not hyper and they're not as fidgety. So the hyperactive type, they have a lot of energy, they're hyper, and they're very fidgety. So when teachers don't see those things in school, then they don't realize. Especially what's actually really common is when somebody has a very high IQ, they're gifted, and they have the inattentive type of ADHD, then they compensate with their strengths. Well, people with autism, ADHD, and learning disabilities are at higher risk for mental health issues. Environmental factors affect their symptoms significantly more. So stress and environmental factors make the symptoms worse and more difficult to manage. Trauma can affect anyone, but they may be more at risk for trauma with things like bullying and those types of things.